What does Europe mean to me? Well, I know what you're thinking. Priscilla, I thought you were Mexican. Well, I'm not. I'm half Portuguese. But where's Ellie? Well, she's English, so she's not used to the sun. So let's go see what she's doing. Oh, she's just in here doing her daily prayer to the most beloved aspects of England.
Some talk of Alexander and some of Hercules, of Hector and Lysander and such great names as these. But of all the world's brave heroes, there's none that can compare with the row to the British Grenadiers.
Whene'er we are commanded to storm the palisades, our leaders march with fuses and we with hand grenades. We throw them from the glacis above the enemy's ears, with a row to the British Grenadiers. Then let us feel the bomber and drink the health of those who carry caps and badges and wear unloaded clothes. May they and their commanders live happy all their years, with a row to the British Grenadiers.
Good morning, Priscilla.
Morning. What a great morning.
What are your thoughts on Brexit?
My thoughts on Brexit are, I think it's a very serious mistake. I think some of the older generation are selling the new generation Z down the river, to be honest.
Thoughts on the Welsh?
Probably the most detestable race on the British Isle.
English people do not bath in tea. We like to drink tea. We like tea in the morning, we like tea with our breakfast, we like tea in the afternoon, we like tea with our lunch, we like tea with our dinner. We do like our tea.
What are your thoughts on England's poor performance in the Euro and World Cup?
It's typical of their performance. They always choke. They play very well at the club level, and then they choke. They lost 3-2 to France, and I believe France only had 10 men at one point. So I just expect them to lose.
Wasn't it Iceland?
Yes, I mean, against Iceland, a country who has a population less than a small city in England. The total population is less than a small city in England.
Do you think they'll do better next year?
No, I don't think they'll ever do well.
That's the spirit.
No, I honestly think that the US team have a much stronger chance of winning the World Cup than England ever did.
Quero cheirar teu bacalhau, Maria, quero cheirar teu bacalhau.
In order to learn about Portugal, we're going to take a nice little trip to Yonkers in New York to meet my very Portuguese grandparents. This is a pretty typical Portuguese meal. It's basically bacalhau, which is salt cod, potatoes, olives, olive oil, of course, because Portuguese people basically drink that every day of their lives. This is my avó, which is grandmother in Portuguese, and she's basically making a really popular Portuguese dessert, and she's like complaining about how big she made it, but my dad will explain what it is. What are you eating right now?
This is called filhote.
What is that?
It's like fried dough, and then you sprinkle a little bit of sugar on it.
Opinion differs, but I prefer mine with cinnamon. Okay, we have a very Portuguese scene right here. It is a Portuguese avó making the dessert with Jesus watching in the background because he is ever present in a Portuguese household. And while we're here, we can just count how many religious accoutrements we find in this house. So we have Jesus, an angel, Our Lady of Fatima, a cross, Jesus, an angel, and we can count 1, 2, 3, 4 rosaries, Jesus, a 5th rosary, and some holy water just to make sure the devil really can't get into your house. And when I'm here, I usually just sit and eat my food and listen to Portuguese conversations about stuff like pine trees, which sounds like this if you've never heard it.
Isso vale muito dinheiro.
Pois esse tem os palmos. Tem lá os directos bem bons. Tem.
Alright, now we have some Portuguese FAQ here with our very own in-house Portuguese guest, also known as my dad, who's very nationalistic. How do you say cat in Portuguese?
A male cat is gato, female cat is gata.
How do you say dog?
Cão.
How do you say, I'm gonna crack open a cold one with the boys?
You gonna do what?
How do you say, I'm gonna crack open a cold one with the boys?
Vou beber uma cerveja fresca com os rapazes.
Can you confirm that when the Euro was on, you told me to walk to work so that you could finish the game?
I don't remember that.
Well, it's true. On a scale of 1 to 8, how Portuguese are you?
1 to 8?
Yeah. Yes.
6 or 7.
How do you say The Count of Monte Cristo is the worst movie ever?
The Count of Monte Cristo?
Yeah.
I don't remember that movie.
How do you feel when people think Portuguese people are Spanish?
It doesn't surprise me because most people don't even know where Angola is located.
Why did so many Europeans come to America in the last century?
Well, it has to do with dictatorships. Dictatorships don't provide... dictatorships have a tendency to accumulate wealth. One time I heard the British writers say that the Portuguese dictatorship put the country backward 50 years between 1930 and 1974.
What are your thoughts on Cristiano Ronaldo?
He's a great goal scorer.
That's it?
Yeah, and he had an airport named after him.